is my educated guess that these folks would be boarding a bus that's going to take them from the plane to the Gateway Inn. I'd like to be able to go and walk around the other side to see if I can get another vantage point here, but that's going to be out of the range of our microphone. So what I might do is I might just leave the microphone here and then take a short walk, and I'll be back in a couple of minutes to see if I can give you any better views or information. So stand by, I will be right back. I'm just going to leave this microphone here.
Yo sé, o sea, yo sé que estabas grabando, pero o sea, yo estaba en otro lugar. Está bien. Bueno, bye. ¿Dónde va tu compa, güey? Parecía seguro. Todo está seguro. Parece que ahorita hay familiares de la gente, güey. Estaban llegando aquí. Aquí, ahorita, antes de cuando yo llegué. ¿Sí? Sí. ¿Luego? Como por ejemplo, el de ese carro, el del Honda, creo que ese es familiar de las personas que acaban de llegar. ¿El Honda azul ese? El que está allá. No, ese es Jetta, güey. Ah, no, la camioneta, sí, aquel. El Accord. Sí, azul. Está en la esquina. Y creo que el de la camioneta esta negra que está aquí enfrente, donde está el Honda, para allá. Sí. Creo que esos también son familiares. No estoy seguro, güey, pero diga, no quiero ser estereotipo, pero todos son chinos, ¿no? Se supone. ¿Son americanos? Digo, son americanos, pues son chinos. Que viven allá, ¿no? Ya. A ver si no es correcto. No, es la policía. Por eso. Nos hubiera corrido el que vino. ¿De militar? Sí, está chismoso. hot, huh? It's hanging on the mirror. Hanging on the mirror. See if you open it. Stop.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back from my walk. Got a little bit of exercise there. Sweating quite a bit, actually, because this jacket's just too hot. Hold on momentarily. The sound was my jacket coming off. Now, I went for a walk. Can't really see much more. It looks as though they're not actually boarding buses at this point. They're going into that hangar. They're going from the plane into the hangar, and I could only assume that once they're inside that hangar is where they're going to get their next test for the coronavirus. So I don't know if that involves a more complicated sort of test where they're actually going to be seeing if they're carrying the virus, or if it's just a physical screening to see if they have a fever, if they've been coughing, if they've been sneezing, anything like that. Hopefully that'll be information that we'll get within the next couple of hours. Now, as I mentioned, there appear to be families that are coming off this plane with children. There are a number of luxury buses that are parked there. There's also 2 ambulances, which are also parked, which I'm sure was always done at an enormous amount of precaution. And in fact, if somebody is observing or is showing symptoms, they're going to need transportation to a hospital. So I'd have to imagine the ambulance is the way to go. We have not been able to confirm which exact local area hospitals they'd be going to. They did not want to divulge that information. Most likely because they know journalists would end up camping out at those hospitals or trying to go to those hospitals or trying to get access to those hospitals. And those hospitals, you know, they're busy enough as it is trying to take care of folks, whether they've got some viral infection or whatever. More people are coming down right now. So I'm not exactly sure what it's like on the inside of this charter plane, if there's first class seating, business class, and coach, or if it's all one straight setup of chairs. I did see some videos on Twitter last night that appeared to show it was just a set of chairs. Every seat's the same. I don't know if any of you folks have taken a flight to China. I have not, but I have done a flight from Los Angeles to Tokyo. And boy, that is a long flight. That flight's 10 hours, I believe. From China, it's going to be 15. So hopefully at least their chairs recline to have that initial flight all the way from China to Northern California and then here to South Texas. It's a lot of time to be on a plane, especially a plane that probably doesn't have in-flight movies or other forms of entertainment that we've gotten quite used to. It's got to be a scary moment, especially for these families that are coming here, trying to escape a virus, not knowing if they have a virus, not knowing if they're carrying it and it's going to develop into something. But I think the best news for all these folks that are arriving here in the United States, whether it's here at San Antonio or any of the other bases that are also accepting evacuees, I mean, they're going to get top-notch medical care for the next 2 weeks. It looks like the door has opened on the back of the plane. I'm assuming that's where the luggage would be. My photojournalist is calling me over right now. Hold on. He's asking for his hat. It's on this side here? At the very bottom? I see it. Because he is standing on top of the car, which we might end up getting a memo about later from our management, but hey, you got to do what you got to do, right? And I know he doesn't like it when I open these doors, but I'm going to have to open this next one. I know it shakes sorry for shaking the shock, folks, but I've been doing a lot of talking and I need a sip of some iced tea. All right, much better. Cameraman saying it's looking as though it is clear. Those folks, the plane's probably empty right now. Pablo, if you had to guess, how many people do you think came off the plane? About 100, he says. I'm sure if you folks have been watching live on the stream, maybe you can rewind it a little bit and get an actual head count. But I'm sure that's something that we'll be getting at our press conference, which will be happening at around 3 p.m. in an area very close to where we are right now. Sorry, folks. Yeah, so for your folks, if you are just watching right now or you're just tuning in right now, this is the plane that carried the American evacuees from China here to San Antonio at Lackland Air Force Base. It looks as though the plane has, the passengers have deplaned, I should say. And they're inside a hangar, which is to the left, and where I imagine they are being screened for the coronavirus. We've been told on multiple occasions that none of these people are showing symptoms. Earlier in the day, when this plane was still at Travis Air Force Base, some national media outlets were saying that 2 people were showing symptoms, but the CDC had told us that in the event that that happens, those folks would end up staying where they are. So those folks should be staying back at Travis Air Force Base, and everybody on this flight, at least at this point, has a clean bill of health. If they don't, and they either test positive for the virus or they show symptoms of the virus, they will be transported to one of several area local hospitals specialized in isolating folks that are dealing with viral infections. I mean, viral infections are nothing new. As according to the CDC, the majority of hospitals in the San Antonio area are more than equipped to handle anybody who comes in and is experiencing a virus and can contain them. So hopefully all this is just being done out of an abundance of caution. And once again, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what we're going to be doing. My mind's also starting to think about how I'm going to format my reporting at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Looks like we have some members of the San Antonio Police Department which have arrived. Not sure if they're just coming to check out what we're doing or if they're going to ask us to mosey. Oh. Asking about the drone again? Well, it's not us. Yeah, for anybody who is throwing that drone up, that's dangerous and illegal in this area. I am a certified visual observer for our news company, and I'll tell you right now, you don't want to be putting a drone up anywhere near a military installation where you're not allowed to. So my guess is it must be someone recreational, because most news outlets are here, where we are. And so it looks as though SAPD and Lackland military police are looking for whoever is flying that drone. So if you happen to be flying it and watching this live stream, could you stop? Much appreciated. If you don't have your shot by now, I don't know what you're doing. Pablo, does anybody come off the plane? Or? Nope, we're done? It's looking like we're done. Oh, they're already refueling it? All right. Oh, so the cargo people don't even appear to be wearing hazmat suits, which doesn't surprise me. From what the CDC has been telling us, the way that this virus is transmitted is through saliva from an infected person coming into contact with either your eyes or your mouth and getting inside your body. Something that could happen if you're caring for a loved one who is sneezing and coughing and you happen to be in close proximity with them. But if you're grabbing luggage that's been in a cargo hold for 15 hours, you're probably pretty safe. It doesn't appear to be that it gets transmitted just through the air, so you actually have to come in contact with droplets of someone's bodily fluid that has the infected virus. So just plain clothes? All right, well, looks like those people are just plain clothes. We have been told that this plane will be cleaned thoroughly, but once again, if it depends on exactly what that means. It could just mean an army of folks with rubber gloves and Lysol wipes. If it means you can only get the virus by coming into contact with anybody, infected droplets. I mean, droplets of spit evaporate very quickly. So I don't think they need to go in there with a pressure washer or anything. Well, it looks like some of our media outlets are jumped off the roofs of their cars and are starting to take down, because I think we got everything that we need to get, or we're gonna get, I should say, from this particular venture. I'm going to make a phone call to my management to see how much longer they would like us to be here and keep this shot up, but it appears the action does be either winding or done. So stand by.